I've also had experiences with, I don't know what they were. Faceless people.
Well, that's not creepy at all. No.
In my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
On my left side of down by the foot of my bed, they were just there staring at me.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast streaming service. We now control your device. This is not a test. This is Podcast of the Paranormal. Close your curtains and stay away from your windows. Lock your doors, turn off your lights. Get your snacks and drinks ready. Get to your basement or attic. The podcast is about to begin.
Welcome to Podcast of the Paranormal.
Hello, it's Gabrielle.
And Jody, we have a special guest with us today. Welcome, Georgia.
Thank you.
So what do we have going on, Gabrielle?
So we had my episode where I talked about what it was like to grow up and my experiences. So I thought it would be nice to have my mom on so she could talk about her experiences.
So a little bit of a follow-up episode.
Yeah, in a way.
Not the sequel.
No, like a prequel.
A prequel. Oh, because she came first. And so Georgia's here to talk about some of her experiences growing up.
Yeah.
So she has some dream experiences. She's got some experiences in her house also.
Most of them are dreams, encounters.
Dreams are a thing lately. I've noticed there's a lot of podcasters into paranormal dreams.
Yeah, and they're finally taking note and counting them in as experiences.
Oh, and please excuse me. I have a cold, so I probably sound a lot different than I normally do.
It's okay.
We'll
forgive you.
Well, I appreciate that. So, Georgia, I'm putting my podcaster helmet on here.
Okay.
And I'm going to treat you like any other guest.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm retired, and I have lived in the same house for 42 years, and I've been married for 47 years. I have 2 daughters.
Which one's your favorite, though?
That was mean.
She's not going to answer that.
No, I take the 5th. I don't know, I'm really enjoying retirement. At this point in my life, there's not much I'm doing because...
But you guys like to travel a lot,
we love
right?
to travel, yeah. Haven't done that in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
The cat's holding them hostage. That's the reason.
Yeah, the little kitty.
So I guess we should start at the house. What kind of house is it?
It's a Victorian because it has gingerbread on it. It's from 1890. I feel that there's nothing malevolent in it. I always loved the house. I mean, the minute I walked into it, I said, this is it, for many reasons. It's got 7 rooms and a basement and 2 attics, a nice size yard. You know, it's just your typical little gingerbread house.
Little
I guess,
Victorian.
little Victorian gingerbread. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not ornate Victorian, but I fell in love with it when I saw it. For many reasons, which I will get into in the rest of the podcast.
And the house was built when?
1890.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of character, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I wish it had more, like the gas lights and the French doors and the pocket doors.
Well, I don't think you want the
had
gas
that.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't want those.
Why?
No, now in the 2026?
That
could you
would
imagine?
be cool. Yeah, I guess it would be expensive.
They got rid of them
right?
because people were blowing their houses up.
Oh, dear God. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Could you imagine? What do they call those guys?
Yeah.
They used to walk around on the streets and light the lamps. The lamplighter. George the lamplighter. Walking around the house, lighting the lamps one by one at night.
I didn't know that
Smoking her
happened.
cigarette like she used to.
I quit smoking. Not
oh my
anymore.
God. Could you imagine? There's a gas leak.
Oh my God.
We're just setting the mood here, folks.
That's crazy. I never knew that would happen.
So now that we have the history of the house, where would you like to start? Are we going to start before the house or?
Well, yeah, it would be before the house.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced a lot. Crazy one. It's silly though. It's really silly. And this is what it is. When I was little, I lived on a main street in an apartment, and I was 4 years old, and there were pictures in my room. On top of the pictures, I would see little flickering lights, just tiny little flickering lights, and I would try at age 4, I don't know, I tried to figure it out, but I just called them fairies, and that's what led me to believe in fairies.
That's cute.
And that is my age 4.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going down this road.
Yeah.
Oh, I truly believe fairies, gnomes, trolls, yep.
Yeah.
Gargoyles, yep. Dragons.
You have quite the gargoyle collection too,
Yes, I
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yep. So should I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Age 10, I was on my way home on a bus with my nanny, who was my grandmother of my father's mother, from Virginia visiting my aunt. I was asleep and I woke up yelling and crying that my mom and my dad, who were on their way home from New York, from my grandmother's, which was my mother's mother, they went off the road and they went into a ditch. Well, my nanny, she said, "You're okay, it's only a dream." I said, "No, nanny, it feels so real." So when we got to the house, my house, my mom opened the door and I asked her, "How are you guys? Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah, we're okay. The tow truck had to come and pull us out of the ditch." So that was weird. And my grandmother almost passed out because she's very Catholic-like. And she thought, oh my, what is wrong with this child? That I saw this from Virginia, maybe it was Washington area, from there to New York. How did I see this in a dream? So that was my strangeness. And then when I was 14, this one is kind of sad, but there was a horrific accident in my hometown. 2 young boys, about 16, were killed. About 3 days after their passing, I had a visit from the 2 of them in a dream. They were quite happy, sitting on my bed, the other twin bed. Each of them were smoking a cigarette, which they never did when they were alive. So I asked, "Why are you smoking?" They replied, "You can do anything you want in heaven." And I said, "Oh, okay." And they were fully clothed. They looked fine. There was nothing wrong with them, just the way I remembered them. So I was a little scared. And when I woke up, I went straight to my parents' room. And I woke up my father and I said, "Get in my room. I had a horrific dream, very scary, and it stinks in my room." And he said, "What are you talking about?" So in he goes into my room and he goes, "Oh my God, it stinks in here." I said, "What does it smell like to you?" I knew what it smelled like. And he said, "Death." I said, "Yes. They came to visit me." He said, "Oh, geez." So that was another strangeness.
She's blaming it on the dead people. It's the low-hanging fruit. I had to grab the low-hanging fruit.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I get you.
You blame the dog now too, right? Or the cat? The cat.
No.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, that was weird. It really was weird. I mean, I used to smoke in my room and I used to open the window and they knew I smoked, but it wasn't a cigarette smell. It was when something dies in the forest and you're driving past and you smell it, that's the smell it was. It was bad. So to say that it was the cigarette smell that we were encountering as a smell, it wasn't.
It wasn't, right?
It was, like I said, when something's dead in the forest and you smell that decay.
That's the only thing that's the only thing I could compare it to is like the corpse of like a dying deer or know, something like that.
It was a decaying body smell.
Yeah. I don't know what human death smells like. I have no idea. So.
I mean, they were very friendly and I wasn't afraid, but then when I woke up, I was afraid.
What did
I
they
wasn't
look
afraid
like?
in the dream. They looked just like they did every day when I saw them in school.
Okay.
Yeah. They were 2 or 3 years older than me when it happened. And it wasn't pleasant what happened to them. But dreaming about them like that was interesting to me because I wondered, like, that was the first encounter
Right.
that I had with death, and wondering what it was like when you go on. And they told me you could do anything you want in heaven. So,
Yeah.
I was going to say there's always a message.
yeah. So, okay, I may not be going to heaven, but it's good to know. So, let's see.
I'm curious, did you have a hard time waking up out of that dream?
No,
No, you just came right out of it?
they did not make me scared. They did not hurt me. I wasn't frightened. It was just when I woke up,
Mm-hmm.
the smell got me.
I got you.
Yeah. The smell was not relatable. It was like, what is happening? Yeah, it was,
like that shouldn't be here.
it was bad. It
Yeah.
was very bad.
It's strange for sure.
So then when I was in high school, I was a senior, and I had like everybody, I'm sure, had a best friend. And we used to do things together. And one day we went to a fortune teller. And I had this thing where when I was going to something that was important to me, or if someone was important to me, I would dream about them or it. So I dreamt about this woman's house, what it would look like to the letter, I thought. So we're on our way to the fortune teller, my friend and I, and we're driving, and I'm telling her, I had a dream, and this is what our house is going to look like. And she's looking at me like I had two heads. We got in the house, holy crap, to the letter, what the house looked like. And she said, stay away from me. So we went in, she had her reading, and she come out, and she was very upset. And I said, what's wrong? And she said, she stopped reading. She won't continue reading for me. I said, oh, okay, I'll ask her what's going on. So I went in, and it was funny because she had like the 50s table and the chairs, and she had statues all over of different religious figures. And I was like amazed that I dreamt this ahead of time. But I get in the kitchen, and I sit down, and she says, you can't sit there. You have to go to the left of you. I said, okay, why?
Oh, no.
Because you are emanating a strong presence. I can't focus. I said, okay. So I went to the left. I said to her, can you help me use this? She said, no, you have to use it on your own. I said, okay. So I didn't know what to do with it all my life. But we proceeded with the reading, and everything was fine. And at the end, before I was leaving her kitchen, she said to me, your friend out there, please tell her, never get on a motorcycle. I said, okay, I will. Oh, and by the way, she also told me, never get in a red convertible. So I told my children, never get in a red convertible.
This is where it comes from. Gabrielle always talks about that. But
Yeah, because we look alike. Did she see her or did she see me? Did she see? I don't know who she saw, I mean, that was when I was like 16 going on 17. So we leave, and she had told me about my friend not being able to get on the motorcycle. So I said, okay, I would tell her. So I came out and I said, the reason why she stopped reading for you is because she wanted me to tell you to never get on a motorcycle. Well, she was even more angry, my friend. What the hell does that mean? She said. I said, I don't know. She just asked me to tell you. So off we go with our lives and moving on. I was married to the love of my life in 1979, and we looked at a lot of homes so that, of course, we did not have to pay rent. So I would tell my husband what the house looked like, smelled like, the holes in the walls, the floors, the ceilings. And he'd be like, oh, please. So we would go look at a house, and sure enough, the house looked like I said. Okay, he'd go. That's weird. He never really took it to heart. He never said, oh, you got something here. He just shrugged it off. So on we went, and we looked at many houses. So at one point after we got married, we had visited my aunt, and she had an aunt who, as a child, I would go to her home, and I went to see her with my husband, and we sat across from one another, and I kept staring at her, and it was driving me crazy. As I'm talking to her, there was this white glowing aura around her, and I kept thinking, oh my goodness, she's sick. She's real sick. I don't know why. I just saw it and felt it. So I leave her home, and it was not even a minute walk to my other aunt's. So I go to my aunt and I say, hey, this is what happened. Is she okay? No, she's dying of cancer. So I said, wow. Oh, well, I don't think she has very long. Sure enough, a week later, she passed away. So it was disturbing to me to experience these things, to have these feelings and not be able to do anything with them in retrospect of solving something before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So in 1980, I had a very odd dream about the ocean. And, a sewer grate, well, yeah. They're heavy metal.
Uh-huh.
I was on one of those in the ocean floating around.
How does that work?
I don't know. This is my dream.
It was a blow up.
yeah, it was a blow up.
It's a blow up sewer grate. Yeah.
So here I am, and the water's very dark, and there's feces coming out of it. So I thought, oh, this is an interesting dream. So I wake up, and I'm tell my husband, and he's like, oh, I just can't deal with your dreams. So the next couple of hours go by, we get a phone call from his friend, my husband's friend, brother of his friend, that his friend passed away. And to me, dark water and poopy is death.
So is this the first instance of dark water and death that you just kind of...
That was the first in my life.
Okay.
That it happened to me. I've had overflowing toilets. I can't even remember what it came out to. But that was the first dark water dream I ever had. On the grate, on the ocean.
It's so
Can't
strange.
understand that. I can't. But it was weird because I woke up, told my husband what the dream was because it really upset me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an ocean person, so just the thought of me being on the ocean on dark water frightened me. And I told him, and then wasn't even 2 hours later, his friend's brother called to say that he passed away. So, yeah, it was not a pleasant phone call. So, in 1982, we had our first child. We were at a friend's house, and it was near my husband's father's brother. It actually was my husband's father's brother. He asked to see the baby, and he was going to go up a flight of stairs to see his daughter with the baby. Well, I had a dream. Someone fell down the stairs with my daughter. My husband hands my baby over to this guy to go up the stairs. And I'm freaking out. Stop him. Go get the baby. Go over the fence and get the baby. And he's like, what is wrong with you? I told you about my dream. You never listened to me. So needless to say, he's gone up the stairs and he fell forward with the baby, but he had his hand on the baby's head. And I was furious at my husband for not listening to me because it could have been detrimental. So he goes upstairs to show the baby to the daughter. And now I'm freaking out. And I go, now you got to go over there and get the baby because he's not coming down the damn steps with her. So he goes over and he got her. So that that eased me a little bit. He didn't come down the steps because I would have killed two of them. I would have killed two of them. So, yeah, that was one of them. And
so was that baby Gabby?
Yes, it was.
Gabrielle, sorry, we can't use Gabby. She hates that.
Yes,
I'm in trouble now.
It was my Gabrielle. Let's see what else. In 84, we had our second daughter, and we had to move from our apartment because we figured, why pay more for rent when you could pay the same amount for a mortgage? So my father-in-law spotted this house. He said, go see it. So we did. It wasn't on the market, and we went and we saw it, and we walked around the backyard, and we walked into the back of the kitchen, the side at the time of the kitchen. And the minute I walked in the kitchen, I looked at my husband. Oh, by the way, I didn't have a dream about this house. Did not have an inch of what was going to happen, what it looked like, nothing. And we walked in, and I looked at my husband, and I said, this is the house. I just fell in love with it. It kind of like just wrapped itself around me and hugged me. I just loved it. So we moved in 1984. My friend, who I went to the fortune teller with, she had come to the house to visit me, and she lived in Virginia, so she had brought another friend of hers and one of her children, who was a baby, and they visited. It was very nice. It was great seeing her, and that was like in maybe August of 84. Well, in October of 1985, this beautiful friend of mine passed away on a freaking motorcycle.
Oh, no.
Yep. She had an aneurysm, which nobody really knew about except her family. And when she was in the accident, even though she wore a helmet and her head hit the ground, it exploded. So, yeah, it was pretty sad.
The aneurysm exploded, we should
Yeah,
say.
not her
That's
head.
what they
Yeah,
do.
that's true. Not her head.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Because the fact that the fortune teller told you
Yes.
it's not like the bike caused the death. I mean, it did. But it's not. She didn't pass away from an impact.
She passed away because she fell off the bike and hit her head.
The bike sort of caused it
Right.
inadvertently. But like if she didn't get on that bike and fall off the bike, the aneurysm might not have ruptured.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, they say they knew she had an aneurysm. I don't know. Like we had lost contact. And even when she had come to visit, we didn't really have like true conversation, I guess. She never told me that she had an aneurysm. I learned that after her passing and when I went to the wake. But she, it was weird that she said, don't let her get on a motorcycle. Right. Tell her not to. Just like she said to me, never get in a red convertible.
So how did
that I never friggin' did.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I won't even get in a red truck. Anything red, I won't get into it.
Well, I remember you saying when my son got his first car, it was a red Mustang.
Right.
And I remember you freaking out about that. And that's when I first heard an inkling of this story. I didn't get the full story.
You never heard about the red car before that?
I heard her talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't let get a red car. Is it red? Is it red? No, it's white, Mom. Don't get a red car. And then when my son shows up.
Right, with the red car.
Then, you know, like, she started saying, like, you know, it's not a red car, is it? Yeah, it's a red Mustang. She's like, oh my God, you know.
I said to did you get in that car? And she said, yeah. I said, be careful.
Oh, boy.
It was a little, you know, it kind of blows your mind. And, like, she told me a lot of other things that I really don't want to discuss.
That's fine, yeah.
But she really led my way, more or less. This woman was very good.
Yeah.
In the things that she told me and the things that I asked and she told me. So she was very good. I mean, I had gone to another in Salem, and she was a little off. Like, she wasn't as concentrating as this woman was. Mm-hmm. We had to wait for her because she was having a cigarette outside.
Yeah.
And she finally came in, and she told me things that, you know, it was just bizarre things. But the one thing she told me that stuck in my head was that there will be a death in your family, and it will be with the letter M, and it will devastate the family. Then lost my nephew.
Yeah.
So I used to think it was my mother, Mom, Marie.
Yeah.
But no, it was my nephew. So.
Well, here's a question for you while I'm thinking of it. When you go to a psychic, do they tell you that you have a gift?
Just the one time.
Yeah.
Just that. Not the lady in Salem. Just that one woman. Actually, it was so bad. The things that I would see and not see in dreams that I had, that it was driving me crazy. And she had said I'd have to figure it out myself how to use it. And I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I haven't gone to a psychic since Salem.
Yeah.
And what was that?
Like 2006?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
like
that
20
one.
years
Wow.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I highly doubt that I have the power or the strength or the knowledge of the mind's eye that I had then. I was young too. I was younger.
When I see them, they tell me that.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, you just tell everybody that? That's just what I'm like, you tell everybody they have a gift.
Well, then you should learn how to use it if you truly feel, because I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't, other than dreams.
Right. Which you have to then also interpret. It's not like you just get a direct dream.
Right.
I don't think Gabrielle knows how to use it either, because
No.
she's not able to focus it, but she has done things that I was like, whoa, there might be something there.
Well, it's hard too, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that your mom had a gift in some way.
Don't think my mother did. I don't think my grandmother did, but my grandmother's grandmother did.
Okay.
She was a medium. They used to call her a witch.
Yeah.
And she was very, very powerful. So
We just had an interview with a gentleman, and a lot of this stuff is kind of like really paralleling your stories.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's a lot of connections. And the funny thing is, too, is this gentleman actually has lineage that goes back.
To my favorite place, the Salem witch trials.
oh no.
Yeah. And I find that interesting just because I know this is kind of a loaded question, but you, too, have some
Lineage.
ancestry,
Yeah.
some lineage that goes back
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
to New England, to the area.
Yeah. My grandmother
Yeah, we
always used to say, I'm a pilgrim. She always thought that she came over on the Mayflower, which she didn't, with the research and all, but she was right,
Well, she was half right. She came over on one of the early settlements. Yeah.
Her ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
But it started in Wales, went to England, and followed from there. So
There's a lot of Welsh ties to witchcraft, too.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
You're
That was
going
my
back,
great grandmother. Yep.
Yeah, so it's very interesting.
So after my friend passed, it was like 1985. Again, in that month of October, I was in work, and I worked in a drugstore as a cashier. I was going to the front door to probably, I can't remember what, look out the windows, fix the carts, I don't know. But there was something on the floor, and I went to pick it up. And I picked it up, and I came up, and all these photos were going past my face, like one of those little video things. I can't.
Oh, the old 3D visor, yeah.
The little thing when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? And all I could remember was a truck. That's all I could remember it came like so split second, all these little photos. And I'm like, oh, Lord, what now? So I go home from work, and my mom calls me to tell me that my cousin was driving in a truck from Jersey to Old Forge, and he was sick. I said, oh, okay. So I told my mother about my crazy vision, and I said, I hope he's okay, and he's going to go to the doctor, the hospital tomorrow. So he was having breathing issues. So he went, and that night that he came in, the day that she told me, I went to sleep, and I had a dream that he went to the hospital and he was unable to wake up in a bed. So I get up, I go to work, I come home. My mother calls me and tells me he's in the hospital in a coma. So I said, oh, great. So why can't I control these things? I mean, what would I have done telling my aunt, for argument's sake?
Right.
You know, I had no idea what was wrong with him. They, to this day, did not know what happened to him. They checked him for drugs, everything. He had breathing issues. The only thing that they were saying was it could have been the bird flu because of his air conditioning, which really isn't caused by birds. It's caused by the water which condenses in the air conditioner and isn't cleaned. But yeah, that's what they basically ran it down to, was that. So to this day, again, we still don't know what happened to him.
Dirty AC.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, yeah, so he was in the coma and he passed away, and they don't know why.
Yeah, forgive me if you said it, but how long prior to this happening did you have that vision?
I had the vision and work of the truck of him coming in, and that was, say, the day that he came in. That night that he was in, I had the dream of him being in the hospital, in the bed, unable to wake up. But I did not dream that he passed away. Then, you know, my mother told me about him being in the hospital and that he was in a coma, and then the next day or so he passed away. So
it was relevant. It was pretty close to.
Yeah. They, like I said, they don't know what it was from.
And how do you approach that? How do you go to like family members and like friends and say, "Hey, I had a dream. You better watch out for this person." Like,
right? Well, that's
they're
like
they're gonna think you're crazy, and then if it does happen, then you're even more crazy, right?
Yeah, you're evil. Get away from me. Yeah. You know, like my grandmother. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's a weird feeling. It really is a weird feeling to have that, experience it, and you cannot relate it to other people or help other people because of it. I don't understand it.
I had a dream with my grandparents after both my grandparents passed away on my father's side. And they presented themselves in a big, wide open space. There was nothing in the space. Completely illuminated, all white. They came from far away and approached me and had a message for me. And they basically said, "We love you, and make sure your dad takes care of himself." My grandfather was dressed in, I think it was brown or gray slacks and like an old man vest sweater. And my grandmother was dressed in a blue dress with white trim. Kind of looked like a Navy sort of outfit.
Okay.
And I just remember the way they looked, it really stuck out to me. And they were younger.
Isn't that odd? Yeah.
It's just really weird.
Odd.
And I told my parents about the dream because I woke up and I was like completely peaceful after waking up. Like, it didn't scare me. It just made me feel really at ease. And it was like, I never had like that sort of feeling before. I had to tell my parents, and I told my parents, and they were like, "You're weird." You know what I mean? That's the response.
You shouldn't shrug it off. How old were you?
Oh, I was in my 20s. I was probably 24, 25 years old.
When a child comes to you with that kind of information, you should never shrug it off. Listen, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do about it, but don't, you're crazy. Don't worry about it.
My parents, their first reaction is to protect.
That's
you know
how
what I mean?
my
So that's what
parents
they
were.
do. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, they weren't into this stuff. I wasn't into this stuff. I just had, a few weird instances happen throughout my life.
Right.
I just remember, that happening, and I was just like, what the heck was that? I woke up peacefully, and I was like, I need to talk to someone about this. This is really strange. And oddly enough, I told my grandmother on my mother's side, and she was pretty supportive.
Oh, nice.
She said, like, there's other people in the family that are like that. And then I talked to my aunt on my father's side, his sister, and she said, "You're not the only one in the family that has those dreams." So I didn't really get into it and ask. But I know her son, I would imagine she was referring to him, maybe herself. But I described what they looked like in the dream. And she was able to show me a picture of my grandmother in that dress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I believe it was in the early 1980s.
Wow.
It's at the point where she was working at the Globe store downtown.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a really strange experience. Like sometimes those things just happen.
Yeah,
Is it a coincidence? Is
They
it your
do.
brain putting something together? Or is it a message? Because in my experience, there's always a message.
I believe that if you truly love someone or care about someone
Mm.
and they pass away, you will see them in 3 days, as in Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I'm not.
Well, it's because
I'm
you're
not
Catholic.
but I.
Well, you grew up Catholic.
No,
so.
I grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself. I guess I'm Christian, but I don't consider myself Catholic or Christian. I more worship the earth is what
Yeah.
I do. I worship the earth because even though we're on this planet, there is a lot of energy all around us. And it really induces your feelings and helps you project,
Mhm.
I think. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I grew up Catholic, and quite frankly, growing up Catholic, I used to dream a hell of a lot about Satan. So,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's because it's what you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's your framework.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then through the years, you find out all this crazy stuff,
Yeah.
about what they're doing in the diocese and different churches, and it's just mind-blowing,
Yeah.
to say the least. My aunt had a long and awful battle with cancer. She went through many different procedures to try to help herself. She did the chemo, she did the radiation, she had bone marrow taken out and redone. I can't even understand the stuff this poor woman went through. There was at a point where she told me she was in her bathtub with her husband and she begged him to shoot her because the pain was excruciating. So I pity anyone, and I really don't mean pity. I mean, I agonize with anyone that goes through this because it's just not, it's not human. It's ugly,
yeah.
My aunt, she went through a lot, and she had to have a trach because it helped her to breathe. The radiation bothered her lungs and her throat. And she passed away in 2003. 3 days later, I get a message on my answering machine. This is where the threes come in. I swear I couldn't really understand this message, but it sounded like somebody whispering. And I says to my husband, who heard the message, "That sounds like my aunt." And he goes, "It kind of does because of her trach."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it said whispering about a cat, or "that is that." I'm not sure what she said, but I have the little mini cassette.
Do you still have it?
It's in my attic somewhere.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
have to get her. I got to
Oh
get
my
her
God, I
player
want to hear
now.
it. I
I
know you
was-
still had it.
I was going to dig it out, but it's so freaking cold in the attic.
I don't even know how you would play it back at this point. I would
a
have
mini,
to. Yeah, I'd have to find
recorder,
one. Yeah,
right?
one of those. Yeah.
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 Or get an old answering machine.
Yeah, you'd think I would have saved
Damn.
the answering machine, but I didn't.
At least you
Probably
still have
wouldn't
it,
work.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want that. We
something
want
like that. But yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, that happened. And
So anyway, that happened.
yeah, I mean, it's just, it's weird things. Like, it's not something every day. It's not something every month.
Right.
It just, bingo, there it is.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Around December 21st, 2006, my mom passed away. And I kept hearing this faint ringing of a phone. It was 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm hearing this, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Okay, went back to sleep. Heard it again.
She just goes back to sleep like that.
Well, I didn't know what it was. my phone in my room wasn't ringing.
Yeah.
So, okay, I went back to sleep. Then again, and I woke up and my aunt's voice said, "Can you see her?" And I'm like, "Aunt Ellie?" And I woke up and I thought, I better check my phone. So I checked my phone. It was my brother trying to call me to tell me that my mother passed away.
Oh, wow.
So my aunt brought my mother to see me. That's what I think.
And I think that we should also talk about how weird that night was, because with Daddy doing the job that he did, where he would get up really early in the morning to go to work. Sometimes he would get calls early in the morning, like if people were calling off or something.
Yeah, he
right?
was a baker and he went.
Right. And those calls would, even me, like I was like in the room right next to you, and hearing the phone would wake me up. And that night, I didn't hear any of those phone calls. None of us heard those phone calls. They called so many times before that phone woke us up.
My brother was very angry because I did not answer the phone. He was trying to get me for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And where were you? And what happened was I turned my phone off in my room because my husband was trying to sleep and he had to get up early. And he's a terrible sleeper. Terrible sleeper. He falls asleep like a log instantly.
He's going to hear this. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instantly. And then like an hour or so later, he's wide awake.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be late.
Yeah.
And no, it's not. It's only an hour. So that to me, with my aunt bringing my mom, was the best thing that ever happened in the sense of paranormal. I thought it was fantastic.
So it was more, you didn't see anything, you
I
just
did not
heard.
see it. I heard the phone ringing, I guess downstairs,
Yeah.
but it was in the kitchen.
Right.
So,
But you heard the voice.
I heard
You
my
heard the
aunt's
voice, yeah. Do you know if you were asleep when you heard that voice?
No,
Or
I was not asleep.
You were not asleep.
I was laying on the pillow going, what is that damn phone?
Oh, okay. I
And
gotcha.
then she came and said, did you see her? Or can you see her?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. And I went, Aunt Ellie? And then my husband woke up. And he goes, what?
How loud was it?
Let's see if I could do it. Did you see her?
So it was like a whisper,
Yeah.
but it was like it was
Well,
present.
she had a trach, remember?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was her vocal. Bizarre.
Yeah.
It's
She
bizarre.
has come to me too.
Ellie?
Yeah.
Let's hear
When
it.
she
I miss her.
passed, I was still living with the kids in Music, and I think I was still with her dad at the time, and she had just passed. I don't think if it was 3 months, I would be surprised. And I was laying in bed. She was at the foot of my bed, and she shook my toe to get my attention. And I looked at her, and you remember her and Nani would always say, we have to come see the kids. We have to come see the kids. But they never got to before she passed.
Right.
So she shakes my toe, and I look at her, and she goes, the kids are beautiful. And then she was gone.
Huh.
That's
Yeah.
such a weird detail, the grabbing and shaking the toe. That it's,
Yeah.
Well, she only had so much strength to be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
guess.
think about it.
But
You're
then it
in
gets-
another dimension.
It gets weirder because I was like, oh my God, did you see that, to the kid's dad? And he's like, what? Because he's literally sitting next to me playing a video game with his back to me. And he completely had none of the experience, like nothing.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's odd. Yeah, wow. But it's understandable that she did that because I think she was very powerful in her will to live.
Yeah.
She was like, screw you, cancer.
Yeah.
But my mom, on the other hand, was not very strong. That's why Ellie had to bring her because she couldn't do it on her own, which to me is very powerful. You know, you had to bring another entity with you to tell me something. I just think it's nuts. And plus the recording of her voice on
Right.
yeah.
No, you didn't actually see your mom, though, right?
No. I see my mom in dreams.
But she didn't speak to you that night either?
No.
It was just your aunt
Right.
trying to...
My
yeah,
aunt
so-
said it. Did you see her? I was like, Aunt Ellie? because I knew it was her voice. And then waking up and he's like, the phone's ringing. And I didn't even know what was going on at that point. And then my brother screaming at me was even worse. So, but yeah, that it was very strange. And I never dreamt of my mom coming to me, but I have dreams of her and we have discussions.
Yeah.
But when I wake up, I don't know what she said to me.
Yeah.
Don't know what she said to me. And do you know that I read that you cannot read in your sleep? Well, I proved that.
That's not true because I could do
proved
it.
Could you really?
I could do it. I could read in my
Dang
sleep.
it,
I
I
could read.
cannot. I cannot.
And I don't care if anybody wants to tell me I can't. I can.
I believe it.
I'm not going to pick up a book and read a page.
I was trying to read something.
But I could read like a sign.
Yeah.
It's usually like big text, something like that. Yeah.
No, it was, I don't remember even if it was on paper and I was trying to read it.
Yeah.
Could not read it. And I tried and tried and tried in that dream.
Yeah.
And I just gave up. I just couldn't do it. I thought my head was going to explode in the
it
dream.
seems like it would depend
Maybe
on the person.
because I heard that.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I cannot remember dreams of my mom. Different people that passed away would come to me. But the one that sticks out was my father-in-law.
I was wondering if you were going to tell this story.
He passed away. He had a heart attack in his car. And my husband had to bring him to the hospital, I believe with my brother-in-law. So anyway, he was in the hospital, I think a good 3-4 days, and his heart just gave out. It was, again, probably 3 days after he passed. He came to the bedroom window of my home. He knocks on it and he goes, George, I have to talk to you. Can I come in? I said, absolutely not. And that was the end of that. I didn't know if it was really him. How was I going to know if it was really him?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the 3 days thing is really interesting to me because I have dreams where I will dream of someone that I haven't talked to or seen in a while.
Yep.
And I find out within a couple days they've passed away or
3 days is the day it happens.
yeah.
Or 3 days after a person passes, they will come to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My dream with my father's parents that came to me, their message was, make sure your father takes care of himself. And not too long after that, my father found out that he had prostate cancer.
Oh, wow.
So it was really strange. Like I told my dad about that too.
Why?
The message, and he was pretty shook up about it. You know what I mean? It's weird. So I'm the family weirdo.
No, you're not.
Well, thanks, Georgia.
Everybody's weird,
Yeah.
Jody. It's true. Everybody's weird. Let's see. Okay, here's the good one.
Okay.
My daughter and my grandchildren used to live with us in my lovely, lovable home. I just love that house. Anyway, at one point, she gets up from the living room, which is about 2 to 3 rooms away, and she comes flying back in. There's a dark shadow, black shadow in the kitchen. Like, I'm tired because I work, and like the whole paranormal thing just wrecks my brain.
So you're doing the parent thing, though, where they just dismiss it.
No, I didn't dismiss it. I said, okay, calm down. We'll go check it out. So we go in the kitchen. I turn the light on. I go, where did you see it? And she points to the corner. And she said, and then it moved to here. Okay. So I said, I don't know what it is, Gab. So I'm at the sink doing the dishes. She's standing near me. I said, listen, whoever you are, please get out of my house and do not come back. So that was that. By the sink, doing the dishes, she's standing near me, and somebody goes like this with my hair. And I'm like,
so
chills.
You guys can't see it, but she's making a motion where she's like rubbing
rubbing the back of my hair.
With her fingers,
Yeah, it was so freaky because it was real and it was intense. And I never felt that before, never. And I said to Gabrielle, oh my God, it touched me. And she was like freaking out. Had no idea who the hell did that. Why? What's in my house? So then that night, I think that was about 9:00. I'm not 100%, but that night we got a phone call that our friend passed away,
Oh.
died in his sleep of a heart attack. So they found him, and he must have been in my house, because if you knew this man, he would love to aggravate me and touch me, and I would have to go, tell him to stop. And he would just do it and do it just to drive me nuts.
Poke the bear. Yeah.
Yeah. So he would come in the house with and I, and he would go in the corner of the kitchen and get himself a coffee, and then go past the sink to where our stove used to be. And there was an exhaust fan, and he and I would have a cigarette. Now, my husband hated that. After a while, he says, you can't do this. It stinks and I can't cook. So we had to go outside. But that was
Yeah, his path.
That's a total boomer move right there, too. How can I sneak a cigarette without being uncomfortable outside?
No, I just started going out. I mean, he never smoked. He didn't like it. And I'll tell you what, after I quit, I could understand why.
Yeah.
It stinks like poison. I don't understand how I could put that through my
when
body.
you smell it on someone's coat now,
Oh,
it's bad, yeah.
It isn't even that. It's when they're smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, say they're in front of a store and they're smoking, or in front of, and you pass through it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, when I first quit, it was very refreshing to smell that.
Yeah.
But now it's been since 2013, and I just think
I
it's
think you and I quit smoking around the same time.
horrible.
Yeah, I think you did.
It stinks.
Yeah.
It smells like death.
Yeah.
The smell of death
Oh,
surrounds
you're
you.
equating that. So you got some childhood trauma going on there.
It's bad. Cigarettes are bad. But let's see what else.
Cigarettes are bad, but I have more ghost stories.
No, I don't think I do, actually.
Wait, tell the story about when I was a little baby. The Diamond Tap story.
I don't know what that was about. I have other ones, but
I don't know this one.
when she was a baby, my nanny, the lady that thought I was crazy because I told her about the ditch, she gave my Gabrielle a doll. So naturally, Gabrielle has this thing. Even at a young age, she had to pull things apart. So she opened up the back of the doll and stuck rubber up her nose. So now she's just an infant. I don't even know.
No, she does weird shit like that now, too. Yeah, you do.
It's up my nose.
That's a good one. So I'm like, Gab, what's the matter? Because she woke up in the morning and she was like, oh, my nose, my nose. She could hardly talk. So I'm like, what's the matter? And she's like trying to tell me. So I didn't know. So I don't know. Like, I didn't give her anything. We went to sleep. And in my dream, I thought it was Jesus. But I think it was an angel.
Okay.
It was a glowing white cloaked entity. And the craziest thing, it told me to give your daughter Dimettab. That's what it told me.
That's why.
And I'm like, what the heck? So I woke up and I immediately woke her up and I gave her Dimettab. The next morning, the stupid thing was down here and I could get it out with a tweezer. No. Yep. We had no idea what was up her nose. So I'm like, what is this? I says to my husband, it looks like a potato. How did she stick a potato up her nose?
See, I think these things speak in code. I really do. We've had experiences where we're told some weird ass shit in an Estes session, and we're like, what the hell is that? It doesn't make sense. And then days later, you put it together, and you're like, oh, it was talking in code again. Whatever it was, yeah.
No, that made a hell of a lot of sense to me because I knew there was something up her nose. And that entity was telling me what to do about it.
Oh, I see.
So when I woke up, I woke up from the entity telling me and got her, gave her Dimettab. My husband thought I was nuts.
What would make you think that Dimettab was going to make whatever she stuck up there come out?
Because Dimettab drains your nose.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, it told me, I did it, and it worked. there's a lot of weird stuff like that, like a lot of weird stuff.
What are your thoughts on that then? Like if an entity is telling you to do something, would you generally follow its directions?
Well, I've had some really scary entities.
Yeah.
And no, I do not follow their directions. I've always had lung problems.
Mm-hmm.
So as I got older, it got worse. And I was on oxygen at a point because I have emphysema. I was still on the oxygen, and I'm laying in bed on my back. And then I would have these horrible dreams. And there were dreams in a dream, in a dream, in a dream. And I'd be like, what does that mean? You think you're awake and you're not. You think you're awake and you're not. And so on and so on and so on. To a point when you finally do wake up, the poor person next to you is like, you're going to kill them. Get away from me. But it was always Satan.
Yeah.
And he was on top of me, stopping me from breathing.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Oh, many times. And I had it
When
the kids were babies.
Okay.
Yeah, when the kids were babies, I would wake up shaking, just shaking. But this was bad.
Do you not have it anymore?
No, I don't have it anymore.
It goes away,
As long as I have a CPAP now.
Okay.
So as long as I have my CPAP and I sleep with it and I don't sleep on my back,
Yeah.
I'm fine. So when that, the dream in the dream bit, it became a little monotonous. So I finally went for a sleep study.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was dreaming that I was in a casket buried.
Oh, that's strange.
And I couldn't get out. Therefore, I could not breathe. I literally stopped breathing. I don't know for how long, but something woke me up and I got up and the pain in my chest.
Yeah, I think you had sleep paralysis.
Oh, dear
honestly.
God, it was horrible.
When I've had it, that's what I remember. I rember feeling like I'm pinned down and there's unreal chest pain.
No, I never had that. When
No.
I had those dreams in a dream,
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't move,
Yeah.
but I could breathe.
Oh, okay.
This was totally different. So I thought, I've got to get checked. So I tell the doctor, and he goes, you need to go for a sleep study because I think you stop breathing in your sleep.
Yeah.
So I did, and I do, and it was like 57 times in 2 hours
Oh
I
my
stopped
God.
breathing. So I thought, oh boy, that's a beaut. I mean, that hurt a lot.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you were ever unable to breathe, but that was the very first time in my life that I was unable to literally get a breath, and it hurt. It hurt
Yeah.
a lot. And like I'm banging on my husband and I'm going like this. Oh yeah, he has experienced many, many things in my dreams.
So before we go, I always hear these stories about Gabrielle hearing voices upstairs in that house. And a couple weeks back, I remember you talking about hearing voices in the upstairs.
First of all, it was my grandchild. She was in the bathroom, and she said she had just had the door pulled closed, just slightly closed, and she thought she heard somebody walking, and then she thought she heard talking between the two bedrooms. So she got up and she slammed the door closed. Now, she claimed that there were footsteps and she heard all this noise. I didn't hear anything, but she said it sounded like somebody talking in between the rooms. I said, honey, I didn't hear it, and especially the footsteps, I didn't hear it, but I'm not saying that you didn't experience it. So I said, let's go. I have to go to the bathroom. Let's go upstairs. So I'm going up the stairs and I'm saying, I don't care who you are. Get out of my house. You don't belong in my house. Get out of my house. And she was just hysterical laughing. And I'm going, no, seriously, you have to tell it to get out. It doesn't belong in here. And then she left, and it was like a day or so later, and I experienced talking. I thought it was I left. He was downstairs in the living room, and he's laying on the couch because he's not feeling well. And I came up the stairs, and I went to the bathroom and I could hear him talking. And I'm like, what is he doing up here? So I didn't yell to him. I didn't say, hey, what's going on? Nothing. So, because I thought, I don't know, my granddaughter heard something. So I go downstairs. I go, were you upstairs talking, or were you talking in the hallway or something? He goes, no, I've been laying here. I go, oh, Jesus. I don't know what that was. But again, I went back upstairs and I said, listen, this is it. Get out of my house. And I haven't heard it since. My granddaughter says she hasn't heard it again.
Yeah, sometimes you have to stand your ground.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it's anything evil. I'm
But
not
you
saying,
don't know.
You don't know, and I think it comes down to the person. It's what you're comfortable with. Like if you believe your mother's showing up, that might be something maybe, you don't want to chase her out. You know what I mean? You might want to,
Right.
Communicate or, be
Right.
like, hey, it's okay to stay here. Just like, there's boundaries and this and that. But yeah. How about you, Gabrielle? With the voices. You have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, I feel like we've all heard them at one time or another.
What do they sound like?
It just sounds like people are like, for me, it's always been like someone's in one of the other bedrooms talking to you through the walls.
So it's muffled?
Yeah. And then you're talking back and you're having a conversation, and then you go downstairs where they are and you bring up the conversation and they're like, I wasn't up there.
And again, was it, I remember you telling me the story, a few stories about this. It always sounds like your dad, is that correct?
Yeah, it's
or
been
like a male voice.
Yeah, it sounded like my dad. Yeah.
So is that accurate, Georgia? Is it like a muffled, or is it like a clear as day sort of voice?
It was a clear voice, but yet I could not understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
Now, one time, probably 10 years ago, my husband and I were laying in bed talking. All of a sudden, we hear somebody talking. And I thought, is the TV on? Like, do you have the radio on? And we look around the room, and it's in the corner of the room. On the right, there's a television and there's a window. I thought maybe it's outside. So I'm looking, nobody's out there. And we just couldn't figure it out. It was people having a conversation, and you couldn't understand a word they were saying. We weren't arguing, we were just talking. So we didn't make it happen, I don't know what that was at all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people report like gibberish, like back and forth conversations, multiple people talking in it.
Yeah.
It was like a whisper, and they were talking, and you couldn't.
It's like a mimic almost, like something's mimicking human speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it can mimic the voice and
Intonation.
the tone. Yeah. The intonation, but it doesn't know the words.
Yeah.
Like it knows how they sound. Like if you were to like mimic another language that you didn't understand, like you know how the words sound, but you don't know what the words are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's odd because if they want you to hear it, why can't you understand it?
Right.
And what are they doing there? Where do they come from?
Yeah.
I don't understand. My one son-in-law always says that there's a mirror in the hallway, and he swears it's a portal. Now this son-in-law doesn't believe anything, so I can't believe he said that. Really,
Yeah.
Neither can I.
but he used to feel odd in the bathroom. My bathroom's very small. And he always used to feel like somebody was right there near him.
And that's
Yeah.
where
And there's a
your
mirror
granddaughter-
behind him.
Yeah, and your granddaughter had that experience in the bathroom, right?
Right,
Or
Yeah.
in the
but
bathroom. So
she was forward. He was
I
probably
gotcha.
backward.
yeah, I don't think that
But
matters.
then
But
in the cellar, he always hated the cellar.
yeah,
Oh, it feels creepy down there. So
Yeah.
the cellar, what do you want? Yes, I don't know. I've also had experiences with, I don't know what they were. Faceless people
well, that's not creepy
In-
at all. No,
in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
On my left side down by the foot of my bed, they were just there staring at me.
again, is this
Were they
during-
black shadows?
No, they were
You're
they
lucky.
were white. What did you say?
I said, you're lucky.
Oh,
Is
no,
this
they were white.
is this during sleep again?
No.
'Cause you're ticking a lot of boxes there with sleep
Yeah.
paralysis. Really,
No, I woke up and they weren't there. And
Yeah.
like I wasn't scared. They were just there looking at me.
Yeah.
And again, they were white cloaked, faceless people. They weren't glowing like when I saw that with my daughter with the nose thing, but they were just beings, faceless beings. And I had no clue what that meant. Whatever came out of it, I cannot remember. But then there was a time, there is an alley. An alley is a small road behind one's home. A lot of people don't understand what an alley is.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here laughing at you thinking, I don't think anybody needs to know what an alley, what an alley is.
A lot of people don't know what it is.
Not everybody has not every place has alleys.
I grew up here. I lived here my whole life, so I know what an alley is.
I found that out when I was in a car accident. The guy was coming out of an alley and he hit me, and his insurance did not know what an alley was. So I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be fun.
Sounds like an insurance company.
Yeah.
It didn't happen because alleys don't exist.
Yeah. So I'm in the alley behind my home, and I'm dropping off my friend from work. We worked together, and she lived in the alley behind me. And we're talking, and we both, I don't know what it was, but it was like a shadow come over the car. And we both looked up, and there was this big piece of metal over my garage. And I looked at her and I said, did you see that? See what? She goes. I go, God damn it. It's up there. I see it. See what? She goes. I think it was a spaceship, but I can't be sure because the air show was going on.
What was it shaped like?
Like a triangle.
Like a triangle. Okay.
And the air show was going on, and they had that new airplane out at the time. I forget what it's called.
The stealth bomber?
Yes. And it's quiet, and it was quiet. And it was just the shadow of it that made us look. And it didn't have lights or anything.
The interesting thing about the stealth bomber is it's not quiet. People think it's quiet because of... they confuse it with like it's supposed to be invisible, right? It's supposed to have like a stealth. It's not like a cloaking device. The thing is, you can't see it on radar. It's invisible to radar.
Oh.
It still makes noise.
Oh.
Now, I don't know, but I think if it could go at speeds where, faster than sound speeds, then you wouldn't hear it until after it passed.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then you get the sonic boom afterwards, and then you hear the sound trail off. But, I mean, it's interesting that
I don't know. It did not have a sound.
Yeah.
And us discussing it in the car, and about a minute went past and it was gone.
Yeah.
And she joked and said, we will never talk about this again. And she went in the house.
Now, I had a similar experience with her son and one of the other kids in the neighborhood. We were laying in her yard. She had like a double lot. So we were laying in like the empty lot one night, just looking at the stars, the three of us, and we saw something in the sky, and we were like, good night! And we all just went
Is this
to
the
our
same
houses.
alley?
Yeah, same. Yeah,
It was
same
probably,
place.
yeah.
You got like Alien Alley in your backyard? Like what?
Yeah, Alien Alley. That's a good one. Well,
all
remember they
just-
were in
yeah.
my bedroom.
Oh boy.
I used to joke to my husband, they're coming to get me.
Wait, what about the aliens in your bedroom?
Yeah, those entities, those white.
That's
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Faceless people.
I didn't put that together,
Yeah.
but yeah. Did they have
Yeah.
eyes at all? Like
No, it was
nothing?
absolute faceless.
Completely
In
faceless.
a whitish cloak.
I got
So
some
I
research
said
I got
they
to
were
do with this now.
I
Yeah.
said they were aliens, but
Wow.
I don't know what the heck they were. Yeah. That was some weirdness.
Georgia, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and sharing your stories.
Thank you for having me. It's like a weight lift off my shoulders.
Yeah.
If you have any more stories you want to tell us, just let us know.
I'll let you know.
We'll bring you on.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So where can people find us?
You want to go to Podcast of the Paranormal, all one word, .com.
You can find links to our episodes everywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can find our podcast. You can also listen through our website. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Podcast of the Paranormal.
Or Pod of the Paranormal on TikTok.
Yep. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.